Atisha pakai student email. Tak tahu kenapa kena dulu. Buat lama sangat. Okay, so it's recorded now. It's recording. Okay, so let me rewind back. So this is the lab manual. Saya attach this PDF copy dalam Google Classroom. Just go over to the Google Classroom. It's posted at the top today. Tomorrow might be at the top. Kalau kamu pergi bahagian classwork, look under the category practical class, practical lab class. Okay, so this is the stream, this is the main page. It's at the top right now. Kalau kamu pergi bahagian classwork, pergi bahagian practical lab class. So dekat dalam ni ada practical class videos, the lab manual, and the experiment assessment. So akan ada 8 assessment lah kesemuanya because we have 8 experiments. So this is the lab manual that we revised together with saya, Miss Yasmin. So we started using this last year in 2020. And this is our total, all the experiments that we do. Okay, in dalam table of contents. Macam saya cakap tadi, these are all the experiments that is routine that we perform in the industry. Okay, so that's why I said last week, as in our last class, kalau kamu nak venture out away from pharmacy, kalau kamu tak nak kerja dalam bidang pharmacy, kamu nak masuk dalam bidang analysis, you can do that because this is basically secara teorinya you have been exposed. Sepatutnya kamu dah tahu macam mana nak perform all this. Okay, and that is the goal of this module anyway. Kami nak dedahkan pada kamu macam mana kita buat kerja-kerja test ni, quality testing. Right? So the first is limit test for chloride. So dalam this, if you go scroll down to the page, mana dia tulis. Okay, so dekat sini limit test for chloride. Sudah kat dalam sini ditulis semuanya, semua info. What is the objective? How does this test work? Macam mana all these chemicals will work in helping us to determine the limit test for chloride. So all the diagram is here for information, the importance, materials yang diperlukan, apparatus, and then in the next page ada procedure step by step. So kalau kamu boleh masuk dalam makmal, you will use this as your STP lah, standard testing procedure. Macam kamu nak masak, kamu ada buku resepi. So this is your recipe book. Okay, what is the first step? Okay, tumis bawang dulu dalam minyak panas, and then masukkan all the sauces, and then bubuhlah nasi, dan jadilah nasi goreng. So this is step by step. How can you cook up the limit test? Okay, and then before we go into the details of the first test, saya nak brief lah sedikit sebanyak about the practical class because this is what we are supposed to do kalau kita masuk makmal. So sedangkan kamu, disebabkan kamu tak boleh, kita mesti it's good to know juga lah, okay, what is the etiquette bila masuk makmal, apa yang kita kena pakai. So the most important part, the most important thing when you go into the lab is your gowning. Okay, what is your pemakaian. So kamu perlu pakai lab coat. The purpose of the lab coat is to protect yourself because the material of the lab coat adalah tebal. It is supposed to be long sleeve. Okay, tapi dekat dalam KPGC dia pakai 3/4 short sleeve. I don't know why. Okay, so I have no say in that. Tapi sepatutnya if you work in laboratories, dulu saya kerja dekat dalam lab, all our lab coats are long sleeve, all have to be buttoned down. The purpose is to protect ourselves. Okay, because chemical spillage, kalau chemical tertumpah ke, ada like small explosion ke, bukanlah an explosion. Dia macam when you mix certain chemicals, dia boleh produce a certain pop. Okay, dia macam mercik sedikit. It looks like an explosion but in a smaller scale. So kalau ada terpercik, ada macam meletup, it will protect your body and your arms, any exposed skin from those chemicals. And also you have to wear a face mask and goggles also to protect yourself. But the face mask that we use dalam makmal kita dekat TPGUC is not up to standard lah, because dalam makmal sepatutnya kita pakai N95 carbon based mask. So this mask is a bit different than the surgical mask yang kita pakai masa for COVID ni, because those surgical masks only filter out liquid, small liquids, vapors, tapi dia tak protect, dia tak filter out chemicals, fumes, smaller particles of dust. Because dalam makmal, that is what we are exposed to. Kita akan guna chemicals, ada fumes from these chemicals, ada dust juga from the results of the mixing all these chemicals. So that's why kita guna N95 carbon based, because the carbon akan help filter out all the fumes, the smaller dust particles from getting into our lungs and our body. Tapi dalam kita punya module ni, in our syllabus, all these experiments, we don't use any higher concentrated corrosive chemicals. Semuanya very diluted, so tidak akan produce a very large amount of fumes, dust or particles yang akan affect kita. So surgical mask is enough. Okay, but just for your info, I'm telling you, if you work in the industry, we use N95 carbon-based mask. Kalau we use if we had to deal with very high concentrated chemicals, kena pakai those respirator yang kamu nampak macam orang pakai dalam hazmat suit with those carbon filter in dekat tepi. So dalam KPGUC kita tak guna. So the safety, housekeeping and common laboratory errors. So safety glasses kena pakai, first aid you should know where. Kalau dekat dalam makmal analysis lab, it's just right by the door. Kalau masuk pintu, on the right side ada first aid kit. Okay. I forgot to show you. Saya baru teringat. Saya ada this. Did I brief you about the? Saya ada this. I can show you. So up until last year saya buat this page for students for me to upload my lecture videos. Tapi lama-kelamaan the lecture videos jadi lebih panjang, longer than 60 minutes. So tak banyak lah saya boleh upload. So this is the last video saya upload. This is the last kami boleh masuk dalam makmal. This is cohort 33. So this is the lab lah, what it looks like. Maybe kamu punya, kalau kamu tengok sekarang a bit like. So this is what the lab looks like. It's spacious, ada 2 big working benches, boleh fit about 10 people each, 5 each. So kalau kamu perlu masuk makmal, cohort 35 dah ramai, you will need to be broken up into like 3 or 4 groups. So this is a titration test cohort 33. What I did a video. Tak nampak lah all the lab, but that's the entrance kat belakang tu. And this is the lab. Just a 30 seconds video. So this is a video lecture yang saya upload, tapi 60 minit saja limit for IGTV. So sekarang saya ada a YouTube page where I upload all the lecture notes. But I usually link those YouTube videos to Google Classroom, so you don't have to like follow my page or anything. So just join the Google Classroom, kamu akan dapatlah update. Okay, so enough message. Mana itu tadi? Safety, first aid kit. So kalau ada any spillage, ada burns, you should go straight to a water source. Buka air. If it's your hand is exposed to chemical, kamu rasa macam gatal-gatal, panas-panas, run water, run your hand under the water. Okay, buka air pipe laju-laju, just put your hand, the exposed area, under the water. Basahkan dia. Kalau ada, and after a while, kalau masih lagi rasa sakit, just get treatment lah, go to hospital. Kalau kena mata, there's a specific It's not a machine, ada tempat yang specialized. Dia macam what do you call that thing kalau kita nak minum air? Sprinkler. Oh my god. I'm running a blank right now. Ada macam satu machine where you can just press a button and water will pop out. So kamu just letak mata kamu dekat atas machine tu and water will run straight to your eyes. Okay, kalau if any chemicals go into your eye, kamu rasa panas-panas, gatal-gatal, pedih-pedih, you just go to that machine, step on the place where you boleh hancurkan the water, the treatment water. It's treated with what do you call it, diluted something that will soften the burns. So treat dengan itu dulu, and then after a while kalau masih lagi rasa pedih, get in contact with hospital lah. Okay. So kat sini ada banyak lagi bromine burns. What you need to do if you use bromine, a chemical called bromine. Kalau kamu macam exposed to the bromine, terkena dekat tangan ke somewhere in your body, this is what you should do. Okay. Treat with water juga, followed by application of glycerin, and then masih perlu pergi hospital. So this is why we use long sleeve black coat, face mask and goggles to protect any exposed skin, and also no flip-flops. All skin is basically kalau boleh cover, we cover. And hair also is supposed to be tied out. If it's long, if your hair is long way past the shoulder, the etiquette is to tie up, and it hangs just above the shoulder. That's the longest. Okay, because sometimes longer hair, if it's way past the shoulder, that can hinder because you need to move around. Kalau kamu nak kena tunduk, nak kena move to left and right, your hair will hinder your eyesight sometimes, kacau tangan ke, and it can cause any like spillage, something like that. So kita nak kurangkan risiko of incidents. The same applies to tudung lah. Okay, tudung you must pin to your dress ataupun masukkan dalam lab coat supaya dia tidak mengganggu, tak tergantung, tak mengganggu movements. And kalau kamu tak terlupa ataupun tak ingat, tak kenal lagi, kita ada officers, lab officers yang emergency. Okay, ada Sahalimi, Adi, Syafiq dengan Miss Linda. So these are the people that you need to contact because they are assigned to each lab. So kalau analysis lab, it's Miss Linda. So as far as I know lah, because last year it's Miss Linda, I deal with Miss Linda. So in case kalau kamu sempat masuk Makmal dalam next year, kamu ada one more semester kan? Okay, so analysis lab, kalau kamu masuk analysis lab, if you come across something, kalau macam saya tak ada, I went to the toilet ke something ke, find Miss Linda. Okay. And the chemicals are all labeled. All the chemicals used will be prepared by the lab officers. So don't play around with them. Silver chloride. So these are all the chemicals that will be used. So kami dah list down kat sini all the possible causes, stain ke, danger ke that could come from the chemicals that we are using in this syllabus. Silver chloride, fuse-free silver, the mixture of these two, potassium permanganate, boleh cause stain, susah nak tanggal, silicone, rust or iron. So all the details are here lah. So this is all for safety and health. Common lab errors. Okay, kita tak boleh bawa masuk makanan, drinks and food are not allowed in the lab. It should be stored in the locker ataupun we have benches on the side of inside the lab. So that's where we put. I tell students to put all your bags and your food and drinks, botol air ke apa ke. You're not allowed to eat, so if you want to eat ke, drink ke, just go outside, take the food and drinks outside, just do that outside. Okay, kita tak nak ada any cross contamination. If you're using chemicals, dan kamu start makan, tangan kamu macam dah exposed to the chemicals, kamu pegang makanan and then you telan terus makanan. So that could have harmful risk. So kita nak avoid that. Okay, all for the purpose of your own safety. So apa lagi ke sini? Write up musical, experimental. Ini format untuk tulis report. Tapi saya rasa after dah about a year buat virtual lab class, saya rasa leceh macam nak tunggu students, bukan leceh nak tunggu, my bad. Leceh nak tengok macam different kind of formats yang student buat. So this is the first time saya nak guna Google Form. Okay, I'll write the assessment questions, kamu just jawab. And then those answers, those questions will be based on the my lecture dalam kelas ni and juga based on this lab manual lah. So tak perlulah kamu tulis report macam ni lagi lah. Terus ada pelbagai macam nak ada students yang macam submit dalam PDF, dalam Word, walaupun sudah beritahu. So maybe terlupa ke, so get mixed up. So saya guna satu format, this Google Form, everybody use that. Senang saya nak tanda, nak organize pun senang. So tapi kalau tak boleh masuk, this is what the format looks like lah. Okay, the title, objective, write the intro, procedure, step by step macam mana, and then we write in the results of the experiment, and then we discuss what does the result mean. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, and then we have this on this page here, our first experiment, test for chloride. So for this class, saya beritahu hari itu, there will be a percentage untuk your grade. So this will be 20%. Okay, and that 20% will come from your lab report lah. And that lab report is this Google Form assessment. So kita ada 8 test kesemuanya, 8 experiments. So 20% will be coming from mana dia that table of content. That 20% will be coming from all of this assessment of these 8 experiments. So make sure kamu jawab and submit all of those Google Form assessment. Inilah, this is the first one. Saya dah siapkan schedule for next week. So saya akan post next week after we have buat lecture class about limit test. Tapi rasa macam done saja sekarang. So we're supposed to have like 4 hours of class pagi ni. So let's take 5 and then kita akan start on this limit test. Okay semua?
Okay sir.
Okay, take 5 sir. Okay semua, sorry. This is belum lagi 5 minit tapi saya baru teringat I have to end at 10 because ada orang nak guna laptop saya. So, apa nama, before I forget, kamu kena register for your group. Okay, so the group members kamu boleh pilih sendiri, maximum 6 orang. Okay, so tapi ideally 5 orang lah satu group, because saya dah kira kalau 50, kalau ada macam 80 orang, we should get like 13 groups kalau ada 5 orang. So tapi ada like 13 point something adalah saya kira 80 bagi 5. So apa nama, 5 atau 6 orang, please choose for yourself. The link for, where's the Google Meet? The link for registering ada dekat dalam chat room. Please. Okay. Papa 231.4 untuk registration. Okay, so kamu boleh pilih sendiri. This is for lab class. This is what the form will look like. Kamu hanya perlu isi, ada drop down menu, you choose your cohort. Okay, 35 ataupun 36, and then just write in the names of the group members separated by comma. So kalau macam ada 5 orang, you pilih Abdul, Ali, Rahman, so just write like this. Okay, so saya tahu dalam group apa nama, dalam each group tu berapa ramai ada and what are the names. So isi nama penuh. Tadi tak boleh tengok lagi summary for your would you rather tadi. Cuk. I'm on this. Okay, so please do this, and then kamu punya assessment tu kamu perlu jawab individually. Okay, before ada orang tanya, this limit test ni kamu perlu jawab individual, secara individual. Kamu submit secara individual. Tetapi kamu boleh discuss within your group lah. Atau kalau kamu macam nak campur group pun no problem. Because dalam soalan ni ada, dalam all in these assessments bukan ada MCQ tapi ada like essay, short essay questions. Okay, bukan fill in the blank tapi short essay. You have to like olah lah karang ayat. Because kamu tak boleh nak buat the experiment, so I need to assess whether you understand or not the experiment. Saya nak kamu macam olah within your own writing. Okay, so that's why saya nak ada group juga. Kamu just interact, just like macam kamu buat lab class dekat dalam campus, dekat dalam lab, and then you submit this assessment individually. So setiap orang akan submit this assessment, bukan just wakil saja buka this limit test and then jawab. Okay, clear? So by next week lah, by next Friday. Betul, Nur Syafiqah Amani tanya seorang hantar satu wakil je untuk isi, betul. So jangan, this is one of the kelemahan lah of the Google form. Hantar satu saja wakil from each group untuk isi nama. Alright, jangan ada like multiple people from the same group, register group. So get together, pilih seorang wakil untuk register for yourself, for your group. Okay, so kamu ada masa sampai Friday next week untuk create a group, 5-6 orang. And then in our class next week, kamu akan like discuss together. Kita akan buat real time lah. Okay, assessment tu kita akan buat real time. Kita akan buat dalam kelas. Sebab kita tak boleh nak buat eksperimen, so kita akan buat the assessment dalam waktu kelas. Tapi just dalam 10-15 soalan paling banyak. All will be based on the lab manual and my lectures. Okay. Any questions so far tentang macam mana kita nak buat this lab class?
Tak ada, sir.
Tak ada. Alright. So kalau tak ada, thank you. Terima kasih. Stay safe. Kita jumpa on our lecture class next Wednesday.
Terima kasih, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jangan lupa sign in attendance yang masuk lambat tadi tu. Kawan-kawan tolong share link.